You have met Indian Sahajogis, they have problems of money. Or how much they work for Sahaja, day in and day out. How much they have contributed for Sahaja. Then imagine about 7 lakhs of rupees they have collected, Rustam knows. 7 lakhs of rupees they have collected for their ashram. 7 lakhs is 35,000 pounds. 35,000 pounds they have collected only in Bombay. In Delhi they have collected about 5 lakhs. 25,000. They are working, they have families, they have children, but what they think about is nothing but Sahajoga, nothing but Sahajoga, nothing but. They give most of their money for Sahajoga, I think. They live with minimum. If I tell them, why don't you buy another shirt for yourself? So they will say, Mother, I've worn lots of shirts in my previous lives. So satisfied. We have found the Atma now. Let us dress up the Atma. We have found out our heart. Let us become the heart. What is the need to worry about these things? We have done enough of all these nonsense. I tell you, we think they are poor, but they are not. Wherever they can save their money, they will save it. They used to give me some money before. I said, no, I don't need just now. There's no need. Because I have no place to keep. There's no trust, nothing. How are we to do? They continued like this till about, I think, 73, 74. When I went back, I thought of starting an ashram because you people were all coming there. So I said, all right, now you have to give me money. All the Sahajogis can give me money, whatever they have saved. And you'll be amazed, everyone came out with 1,000 pounds, 1,000 rupees. Every one of them, whether he was a laborer or every one of them, 1,000 rupees. Minimum. Up to 21,000. In 3 years' time, that's it. Because they thought it is our responsibility to save money for Sahajoga. Tomorrow if you have to have an ashram, how are we going to have? But we still indulge into things. So this is what is the Guru Pad. The gentleman has to sit down. Give him a chair. Please come in. Please. Just come. Need not be standing. All right. So today is such a great day of Guru Nanak's birthday. And we have to see his own life, how he spent his own life, how he lived, and under what conditions he managed. So the first thing is to look after, disciplining yourself. Feeling responsible for Sahajoga. I was amazed. People told me that in the ashram people keep the lights on. The oil costs so much, 300 pounds every week. I'm amazed. Every one of you should be responsible for every electricity, everything that you spend here. This is God's place. Somebody has given the car, everybody wants to use the car. You see, this saving the pounds is still going on in the heads of Sahajogis. If they can say by taking somebody's car, they would borrow. Never borrow anybody's car. It's not for you. You must have your self-respect. Why to borrow anybody's car? Is not to be done. So the second point of the self is self-respect. First is the respect of your body, and the second is self-respect. We are arrogant, we can be rude, but we have no self-respect. But it is the tree that is lacking. See, suddenly I find after war, there has been no teaching how to be self-respecting. And like in the war, might be, the atmosphere might have been created, I don't know why, that I'm above everything, don't care for others. May have been, I don't know why this kind of a thing has come. But it is so, very prevalent. But you people have to be the other way around. Others are first and then yourself with your self-respect. Doesn't matter. Nobody is going to die, I can tell you this. You all must have self-respect. And such mediocre people should not be allowed to stay in Sahaja Yoga. At least in the ashram. Because it brings bad name to all. Sahaja Yoga, one person can spoil the whole. Only people who want to be gurus have to stay in the ashram. It's not going to be made into a convenience for anyone. But the other way around is that we are going to look after ourselves. We have to become this. We have to grow. We have to do it. Then it's just the other way round. Everything works out. I don't have to tell you. You know, this is so base and so gross that after being here for so many years, you should all have become avadhutas by now. Absolutely. Controlling all elements, everything should have been possible. But still you are under the grip of the element. How can you control it? First of all, get out of the slavery. This mental slavery. Alright? If it is there, it's there. If it is not there, it doesn't matter. Nothing is more important than me. I am the king of the whole world. If I have to sleep on the ground, I can sleep. If I have to sleep on the palaces, I'll sleep. Nothing can dominate. Then you are the master. You know, in India, there are some Sahajogis who are controlling, definitely controlling the elements. We have examples of that. Lots of things have been published, and you know that in Nirmala Yoga, you must have heard. But you meet them, you will find they are avadhutas. When they talk, you feel a great sage is talking, the way they behave all the time. You see their behavior and everything is so great. We need people of that caliber today because that is the situation of all the nations. You have to be extra good because today is not the time when we can allow things to go as they are. Or we are not just disciples, we all have to become gurus. And it is not the time when you can play with time. You cannot play with events. You have to surmount it, you have to come on top of it. It's the time when the whole ship is going to be drowned or to be saved. This is the situation today. And that's why you have got your realization so far. If that precarious time had not arrived, how many of you really think you deserved it? But you got it. Because the time is such that everybody must be given realization and they must be given all powers so that they come up. But if you do not open your heart, put all your attention to your spirit, these powers will not work out. None of these powers will work out in you. This is the problem. Every guru had a command on the elements. Nanak, you know definitely, people were sitting there and they asked him for the water and he put his hand on a rock and the water started pouring down. That's why it is called Punjab, Punjab. 5. And the 5 rivers exist there too. It is said about all of them that they had powers over elements. So how much we are lacking? Still we are like other people who are selling cheap things or who are busy making cheap things or who are of no value. You are the ones who have to save the whole world. At the maximum of my life, blood and toil and everything, sweat, I have put in this land of you. And the time is coming for me to go. Only 3 years more are left. Before that, I hope we establish an ashram. You need not pay for it, but you have to be ready to occupy it, otherwise you cannot occupy it. I can tell you, cannot get any more blessings of God. So why should God bless you? This is the point one should ask oneself. Are you your own spirit? Or you are all else but the spirit? But when I say something, it just goes as a big roaring. I don't know if the frequencies reach your eyes or not, or ears or not. But I would request you now, as Gavin has asked me for Guru Nanak's day, I really didn't want to come, because to talk of Guru Nanak and to hear about it, one has to be a very great person. Because such a light to bear, you have to make up yourself. Everything else is important. Then how can you talk of Sahaj Yoga coming over? I went to America, I was surprised. Americans, whatever it is, few people. But to them, Sahaj Yoga is the most important. They talk nothing but Sahaj Yoga, their life is Sahaj Yoga. Morning till evening they are working out Sahaj Yoga, nothing else. They are not for Australians, you know. But the heart is not open. The spirit has not shown its light. It is the one that gives you complete satisfaction, complete joy, complete Guru's principle, because then you start giving. If there is no light, what are you giving? Darkness. What are you giving to others? The darkness that is within you, if you are going to give that. So the second phase has to be, as I have told you, to have self-respect. The one who asks, demands, has dearth, has no self-respect. Who can give me? When I am forgiving, nobody can give me. We have to learn to give. And give and give and give. Does not matter. I am so worried sometimes that I do not give you any hardness, I tell you. Even a little bit, when you try to be funny, you do get a little bit hurt, but again I soothe you. But sort of a mediocrity, you see. This mediocrity is not going to help. This is the age of mediocrity. In the politics are mediocres, useless people. You go in the economics, there are mediocres. Everywhere there are mediocres. In Sahaj Yoga we have to have extra brilliant, extra sacrificing, extra dynamic, extra compassionate people. Otherwise Sahaj Yoga is not going to work out. If you fail, it will be your responsibility. Naturally you want me to help you. I have done my level best, you see. All the quick methods, you see, instant, like puja, all that I have allowed you to have. But that does not stay in you, does not retain in you. The vibrations are so much. You have no idea. Some people have felt gale coming out. Gale. So it is there. You may not feel it. If you ask Gagangarh Maharaj, he will tell you what happened to him when he first faced it. But to you, nothing happens. What if gale comes to Rock of Gibraltar? It doesn't feel it. So as far as I am concerned, I have worked very hard, you know that. And I know you can come up. You have that potential in you. So, you must make your own rules and regulations. Nobody needs to make. If somebody makes so much, you make your own so much. Like tea drinking, like mad. I just don't understand. It's like a life which is a swingy thing, you see. It has no direction, it has no guidance. You must, if you are the master, you must at least be the driver of your car, if not the master. You should stand on your both legs and know that you are the guru, that you must have your own staff in your hand. The staff that will guide others, not a support to you. If you are yourself a lanky-panky person, how are you going to hold all the masses to you, and how are you going to guide them? So strong effort, very tenacious effort must be made. Form your own rules and regulations. Treat yourself as a disciple. You are the guru, you are the disciple. So the third phase of this thing is to be the spirit. The spirit, that is the guru, and the rest of it is the disciple. Your body, your mind, your emotions, your intellect, everything is a disciple and you are the guru. For this, you do not need people of very great intellect. You do not need people of very great education, but a person who is courageous and a person who is of that quality. When you go to India, you must meet a gentleman called Harishchandra. He was a very simple fisherman. He's a graduate, of course, but the simple man works in a bank. And he came to me in Sahaja Yoga, got his realization. I have told you his story once, and again I'll tell you what sort of a man he is. He told me that they went to the sea, he was to go to the other side on a small little island to talk about Sahaja Yoga. There were 25 people and it was a storm, really a tempest. So went and stood before the sea and towards the wind that was blowing, and he took out his hand and says, "Stop it now. I have to go for mother's work. This is God's work. Will you stop? Until I come back home, you are going to keep it like that." Once he said it and the whole thing stopped. They all saw, witnessed. He went there, did all the work, came back home, and when he entered his door, then the water started drizzling down. He's an ordinary man to look at. Compared to you, people are really great Englishmen. Lives in a very ordinary way. Wife is a fisherwoman also. She sorts out fishes and sells them in the market. But see, his body is so well built and shining, and the muscles so developed. And the man, he stands up, and the way he talks, an absolutely humble person. No wonder Christ chose fishermen. And he has got thousands of fishermen as his disciples. But he doesn't call them disciples, he says all they are mother's children. Thousands, don't know. He has been calling me to go to them and all that. But they come to my program, some of them. So one day I have to go down to those islands. Any one of the islands, he said, you come, they'll be all there the whole day waiting. But the way he's there is surprising. When I'm there, he brings fishes for me. But I said, you see, I eat fishes that you bring, but what about my other children? He said, no, next time, all the fishes will be sent to you. And he sent one truckload, we won't believe. And I said, now I don't even have truckload disciples. Who was going to eat all this? And he said, nothing, I just went and told fishermen that mother has asked for fishes and everybody gave their fishes. One day we'll not have fishes, what is that? What does it matter? Imagine those people who live day to day in that country. Modi told the newspaper people that we can control the elements somehow by Mother's grace. So the newspaper people felt that they were very much boasting. But it's true, they can. To them it is not boasting, it's just what it is happening. So they are telling the truth, you see. But that should happen. We should also have some things to boast here. Important. So now we have the other phase, as I told you, is of becoming the guru of yourself, detaching yourself, identifying yourself with the spirit which is growing in its life. So detachment. One has to develop detachment. My mother, it starts like that. My mother is suffering from cancer. My father is suffering from madness. Mother, can you cure them? So now first I cure mother and father. Then I am married. My wife is like this, my child is like this. Then my house, then my motor car, then my dog, then my umbrella. I have to go on struggling from A to Z, from Z to A. All right? I can do up to a point. But for what? For what? Why to cure the mother, father, brothers, sisters, every relationship, the 10th marriage and the 11th divorce? Why to correct all this? For what? It must have some purpose. And if that purpose cannot be served, what is the use of doing? The purpose is that you at least leave all these things into my hand and detach yourself. But you want to bring the case to me as well as worry about it. Detachment. But the idea of detachment is like this. I am very detached about money, mother. Absolutely. I am not bothered. I keep the lights on. Why to worry about money? This is the argument. Why should we worry about looking after the gas and all that? After all, we are detached people. We are in detachment, you see. We are not attached to money. But who is going to pay? The other type of detachment that I see, very interesting one is this one is. I am very detached. So, I am not bothered about having a bath, having all kinds of diseases, having all kinds of problems within myself, giving my problems to others. I am detached. Why should I cover myself? I am detached. If I get cold, I am detached. Let everybody get cold from me. That's why, what can I do? I am detached. I have got cold, so what does it matter? I am a detached personality. Why should others find? They should also get detached. This is a ridiculous fabulous limit we can go in our idea of detachment. Detachment is from within. You are not bothered. You are not bothered. You know your mother. The first detachment is shown in generosity. Detachment is generosity. Very naive. She sold her ornaments for nothing at all. I mean, I would never have accepted that money. She just sold. It's remarkable. She's poor. She's Polish, not English. She sold her ornaments. And this is what communism has done to people. They are very detached. Communists are very detached people, I tell you. Of course, I would never take that money, that's there. But the way she did it, just like that. It was just record it, I was happy. For God's sake, all right, what is ornament thing? I mean, you know, I've given away so many of my ornaments to keep relations all right. The other day I gave away my kada to Christine, you know that, when she got engaged. Just it came out of the hand and went away. I was detached, you see. I never even felt the coming out. So much detached that Christine, poor thing, you see, crumpled down with pressure, but to me it was just nothing. Dust. So that detachment has to come. Now you should know which part you are there. Like, idea of detachment should not be that I would say hippie style of detachment, that you have right to exploit everybody else. Or the another type, as I told you, which is very ridiculous. It's not an idea, it's a thing, it's your awareness itself is detached. So these 4 things for your material side is important. What you eat is not so important, because whatever you eat, if the brain is going to be such a nonsensical thing, it's better whether you eat it or not makes no difference, just sterilize it. Like in the hotel, what will you have? I'll have pancake. What will you have? I'll have this, I'll have that. For what? I just don't understand why waste so much energy. Why not you all have pancake, all of you, to put together? It's a very big thing, you know. Or today I will have this. Out of all this materialism, what comes out is Mr. I. So we develop this Mr. I. So the word I must go away, we should speak we. We means you and all the Sahaj Yogis put together. When you say we, you will find it will be different. Or take your name like this Norman. This Norman won't listen. Like children say. I asked a little boy, I said, will you go home? I will go, but his name was Munna, this Munna won't go. He is very obstinate, what can I do? This is detachment. To speak in third person is detachment, in which you are not in the picture, you are a witness. You are a witness of the show. So this detachment should work in such a way that you should witness the whole show. You are not involved into it. But just see what happens in collectivity also. It becomes a political issue certainly. In Sahaja Yoga also, political issue. Nothing short of political issue. We are not here fighting like union leaders. We are all leaders. Where is the time to fight? Whom are we to fight? That we have to decide. So as far as all these things concern are detachment and attachment to spirit. So we go further. See now what should be our attitude on our mental level. Physically you have seen that you have to develop a complete detachment in these 4 ways that I have told. Now on your mental level, what you have to do is to understand the essence of every writing. Try to discriminate between vidya and avidya. Because avidya will kill you, will take away your energy. But vidya will sustain. So try to find out books which are supporting vidya. I was surprised there's a lady, Barbara, she met me only last time, Ravina, and she has written such a tremendous book, you'll be amazed. I mean, of such a level on Sahaja Yoga, very tiring. I'll show you that. And you know that book is now being considered for giving her a doctorate. Can you believe? In an American university. Of course, that's only possible in America. But still, that book has that level. I was amazed at the book. So try to gather nourishment, like reading Devi Mahatmya, reading about, finding out about Bible and finding about other scriptures, about Quran, this, that, and which supports you, which nourishes you. Blake, Kabir, Nanak. I mean, there are so many. Lao Tse. This is the Guru. This is the knowledge. It will be amazed. Once you start doing it, it comes to you. I met a man in near Rahuri, as you know, we go there. And there's a man who just drives the bullock cart. And he had brought the bullock cart to take me down to one of the programs. You know what we do there. We were sitting there, we were waiting. I was talking to him. And I felt an avadhuta is sitting there to drive me. I mean, uneducated, absolutely, he has never known book, he does not know how to write. But when he was talking, I was said, oh God, from where this knowledge? From where all this coming, this wisdom? Such wisdom, I tell you. Such wisdom that I just was stunned. I was stunned, really. From a man who is not even been to any school, college. Christ did not go to any school or college. Such wisdom you can't imagine. You meet him next time when you go there. If somebody could translate him, you'll feel like touching his feet. The way, extremely unassuming, simple man, wearing a white, clean, see that topi and clean dress, and driving me down. And to him, this was the greatest privilege of the whole world, is to drive me. He said, it must be the greatest of all, something I must have done to be able to drive. In such simple ways, he was explaining to me about the character of the bullocks and the human beings. Just imagine. Other things he talked about, if I tell you, you won't believe, so I just don't know. That's the sign of a great man. He doesn't talk of frivolous things. He has no time to talk about frivolous things. I've seen my own grandchildren, they never talk of frivolous things. They have no time, they are so busy, you know. All the time clearing out. When they came here, they said we have to clear out this Brompton Square, then we have to clear out this Knightsbridge, then we have to clear out this London, then we have to clear out this England. Where is the map of England? Bring it. All the time they were busy, you see, clearing out. And then this place is Wales and this place is this. Oh God, this is horrible. Bring some shoes, do this, do that. All the time they are busy morning till evening. They would go upstairs in the room and they are busy. They are busy because they have no time to talk about the mundane things and all that. Then we brought the dolls. I brought some dolls and toys for them. They put all of them there, you see. And they put them on the map there. Now, see now, 2 dolls. Now you look after, you know. They're talking to dolls like that. Dolls are their disciples, teaching the dolls. You see, don't sit like this, you must sit properly. You don't know. You can't bend your knees, better learn that. You must learn to bend your knees. You see, because the dolls have straight legs. You see. And all the while, even the little children I've seen the way they are busy all the time doing surgery. Every level they are working. Today I was telling Rustam about my own father. You see. I was a learned man, of course. But when he talked, he used to talk of something like I told him about the state of a person called Sabhrant. He told me that human beings are very different from God. When the God incarnates, then the Sabhrant state, which is awakening between the subconscious to the conscious state, is direct. See, it comes down directly. But human beings go this way. They never go straight. See, God descends, so He descends properly, but ascends is always in a very subtle state. Goes on like this, and He gathers everything that is in His subconscious. So the Sabhrant state, where He is waking up, is such a dangerous thing that He can gather up anything. And by the time He gathers up, the dream becomes something so funny. He may look at a God whom he has seen in his dream like a witch, and the witch like a god. Well, the way, you see, I saw him always busy. I went to talk to him. I found a companion. He found me a companion, sort of a thing. We could talk because his attention was there. His attention was not how everybody has made their hair and how they are sitting down, or what are dresses they are making, what do you have in this thing. Nothing. His attention was on the spirit. His own spirit and spirit of others. And he was so dynamic in his brain that he knew your dictionary by heart, I tell you. He never consulted dictionary all his life. Neither Sanskrit nor English. He was master of 14 languages. Can you imagine? How he must have managed. He used to play tennis very well. He used to swim for 3 miles every day. 3 miles. He had muscles that he could lift you up and just yes, very healthy person. Healthy man. Very generous. Very generous. Much more generous than me, so you can imagine. Very generous. To him nothing mattered. All right, you like it? So have it. You have it? Like it. He'll starve himself, but he will be generous. And a man of principles. So we come to the second point, which is we have started. The 5th one is mentally you must only take to things which are nourishing. Through vibratory awareness you will know. Ask other Sahajogis if you do not know. But take nourishing things to read and not horrible, detrimental to your throat. If you read them, you are responsible. You are real great readers, I must say. You ask any name, everyone knows. I said, who was Gropius? Everyone knows. You need not be an architect to say that. Everyone knows what happened, who is this, who is that. Out of your seeking, you have done one good thing, to read everything, whether good or bad, whatever it is. But now, after realization, you must try to find out what you have to read, what you have to know should be nourishing. Talk, that is nourishing. Helpful. So, in talk, you should have compassion. If you are talking to someone, it should be full of compassion. Sahaja Yoga is a system of compassion. A guru has to be very, very patient. It's not like other gurudom, or even real gurus had no patience. This is a system where patience is the only way it will work out, because no gurus gave realization, it is only you who have to give. And you know what is realization is? The other day we met one, a fellow sitting tight. I said, now, They said, we have failed, mother, we can't give him realization, it's hopeless case. I said, really? So I went there. At the end of it, you see, they said, mother, there's one fellow sitting. I wanted to avoid, you see. But they said, all right. Raised his kundali. Raised it up. Tied it up. My hand's paining now. Oh no, I didn't feel anything. I said, this fellow is least bothered how much we are working on him. He's just thinking he's obliging us. So then 2-3 people came forward, brought a light. Put the light before him, did bandhan, everything. Again I raised his kundalini thigh. No, not tall. Went tall like that for half an hour, then I gave up. I said, sir, I'm sorry. You are too great for realization. We'll try again. I'm not convinced. And I was flagged up. I said, really? I am convinced about it. So you allow us to go, and then I gave up. You have to have tremendous patience and sense of humor. You just can't tell him off. You see, if I told him you are good for nothing, useless, you have a bad kundalini, you go away from here, get away, get lost. I couldn't say these things to him. I had to bear him through. And not only in the end, I had to say that you are a great man, you see, because otherwise he would have used some other method. Because already the ego was so big that with all the things I put inside it, it could not deflate. It was made of a special fiber. It was such a difficult task. So one has to know that we have to be compassionate. We have to read something that nourishes our compassion. Read of people who gave away everything that they had. Tukarama. Read Tukarama. Tukarama was a poor man. And one day he went to some place and did some good job. So they gave him lots of sugar cane. His children were very fond of sugar. So on the way every child would ask, give me one sugar cane. He was giving to everyone. When he came, only one was left. So the children said, we are 3. So right. The next time I'll bring for you. Share it amongst you 3. And they had it. They said, better have it now, one more child will come and this will also go away. So one has to know about lives who have been giving. Read about people who have been giving. They gave their lives. They crucified themselves. They tortured themselves. They allowed to be exploited. They allowed to be poisoned. Read of such sacrifices. Great sacrifices. We are lucky people that we have seen all those things with our own eyes. But at least you be one of them that you can, at least if not see, visualize it. You can. Bring that as your present. So we move now from detachment, which I have told you 4 types of detachments. And then I told you the nourishment to your mind and nourishment to your heart. Nothing nourishes more to a person than giving away. Nothing nourishes your heart, your compassion, unless and until you learn to give away. Now will you please make a list of things. How many things you have given away in this 1 year, last 1 year? I can't because it is too much. Please make a list of things. How many things, except for your brains, you have given away to others without thinking about it or have thought of giving. Since Christmas, let us to this Christmas. Heart is open. Think of giving. On material level, other help is there to give. But no. We don't even give the other hand, for which you don't have to spend any money. Just give a hand. See? Very easy to make up. Labor saving devices. Now I've come here, some will be running, others are just sitting. Tea is brought to them, food is brought to them, everything is done. They'll just put the plate also before, go and wash. It's not only selfishness, but it's unmannerly. Unmannerly to be like that. In Sahaja Yoga, you have to be extremely busy helping others at every point. To be helpful. You know, Ravi Shankar's Guru was a very great man. Realized fully was a great person, so he knew so many things. And one day I was there in the night, you see, there was a doctor, we were his guests in a way. For dinner we had gone there. In the night the call came that I need you very much to the doctor. Doctor said, now I'm tired. He was also another very giving person, no doubt. He said, oh, must come, I have a big problem. See, I saw a little baby. He said, what baby you found? He said, it's a baby. He was an old man. He said, I found a baby of a deer which is suffering now. And the mother is dead, nobody to look after. So I said, all right, I'll also come with you. Because I knew I will touch the baby. I went with him. So he was sitting with a little thing to his heart. So the doctor said, what are you doing? He said, I'm trying to give him my life, if possible. So that when you come, at least to find him alive. Just like this, such love. So he took out the thing, doctor, his coat and all that. He said, all right, put it on down. Sitting there, very cautious. He is a realized soul, no doubt. I put my hand on the thing and I caressed it. And it came to life and it started all right. He was very happy. He said, you are a Devi, you are a goddess, I can tell you. But one bad thing you have done. I said, what? You are married. I said, but Devis must marry also. He said, no, but supposing you are married a miserly man, then what will happen to you? I said, I will see to it that I don't marry a miserly person. That would be the greatest curse. He said, I had the same type of a wife who was miserly. I'm fed up with her for the miserliness. So that is what it is. Miserliness should be hated, absolutely to be hated. Absolutely to be. The worst of all, it's like leprosy for surgeons. Miserliness is saving pounds, you know. That must go away from your mind. Miserliness to yourself is good. Miserliness to others is bad. Gregor told me shocking things. He said, this is our culture. I said, your culture? What do you mean? You see, he said that if you go in a hotel and if somebody is paying, we should start looking this side, that side. I said, really? He said, that's very common. You just can't believe it. If it is culture, it is the opposite of culture, whatever you may call it. It's not culture at all. Culture would be to come forward, all right, I'll pay. But America is even worse. They'll say, I paid for you yesterday, you paid today for me. I mean, absolutely disgraceful miserliness. But this is gracious. You see, when somebody is paying, you look at the other side. You may be gracious, but I don't know what it is. It is just the same. It's filth, I tell you. So compassion. Compassion at any cost. You may have to work till 2 o'clock. You may have to work at 4 o'clock. Doesn't matter. You have to work, you have to work, you have to work. Because compassion itself is joy-giving. Because your spirit is the ocean of compassion. There's no other way. There's no other way to enjoy your spirit, but to give. Doesn't matter if you have not eaten your food, doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Many a times you know that I don't have food for 24 hours sometimes, still I am living. It's not necessary for this body. The food of this body is compassion. That condition. So you have to be miserly towards yourself, but you must have compassion. Heart. Open your hearts. Open your heart first to God for thankfulness. This is the other quality one should have. It is a higher quality, I should say, of thankfulness to God. He has given you realization. He has given you this body. Do you realize that this body, human body, is given to you? He has given you everything. Count your blessings. Even to have the morning, to enjoy it as a human being. You are not in any bandhan, you are not in any pash, you are not pashus, you are not animals. Animals are pashus. You are free people. God has given you freedom. And He has given you His realization. Sense of thankfulness. But our language says, thank you, thank you, thank you, finished. It's only in the lips it finishes, lip service. From your heart, thank you. From your heart. Not outside, just go to church, thank you God very much, all right, done, finished. Is to thank you from your heart. Write praise, praises, sing praises, glory to God, to the great who has created us. Your disciples are sitting, and every moment when you are talking, say about Mother or about God, they'll be amazed. It's only possible if you have sensitivity, if you have memory. The greatest miracle of this world is that everybody has to die and nobody remembers it. But the another one is that everybody is blessed by God, but nobody knows it. But you are so specially blessed. So what you should do? Be joyous. Be grateful. So that bliss comes to you. Without thankfulness, nothing is going to go. Thankful heart. You need a heart that is thankful to God, so that He gives you. But when you give others, He will definitely give you. But don't think it is your own. You are giving what God has given. So today I have told you 8-fold movement. So you have become half moon, only in mind. And other half, keep it for the next Guru Purnima. Alright? Today God.